Halloween Havoc 1998, where good battles evil. Apparently. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, another episode of 1998. Was it great tonight? As you can tell by the title, we're going to be looking at WCW Halloween Havoc 1998. Now, what I said on the intro there, where the night good battles evil, that is the tagline for this show, if you're wondering. Yes, it is. There is one big thing we need to talk about before we get on with this pay-per-view, and that, of course, the 14th of September, as Ric Flair returns to WCW after no showing a thunder to watch his son wrestle in the amateurs. Bischoff went mental and filed a lawsuit against Nature Boy. This was months ago, and this was despite the fact that Ric Flair had told WCW management that he wouldn't be at that taping months in advance. This wasn't just a no-show. This wasn't on Nitro saying, look, I'm not going to be on Thunder in a couple of days. This was months in advance. Bischoff went bonkers. Reed won the amateur wrestling tournament, for anyone who's interested. On the 14th of September Nitro, JJ fucking Dillon comes out and brings Arn Anderson out. They talk for a bit while a deafening "We Want Flair" chant goes up. Arn brings out Mongo, brings out Benoit, brings out Malenko, and puts them all over, saying, "Be careful what you wish for, because the Horsemen are back." People have been saying for ages, bring back the Horsemen. Be careful what you wish for. Horsemen are back in town. And then he goes, oh, what a goof. I've been accused of having a touch of Alzheimer's, been racked with a few too many chair shots. I almost forgot the four Horsemen. Ric Flair, get down here. Perfect sell. Perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. A truly monstrous pop. And Flair, in a tux, tears in his eyes, comes out, gets on the mic and says that the 25 years I have spent trying to entertain you people has been worth every minute. Now, somebody told me that the Horsemen are having a party tonight in Greenville. And then he goes off on a rant about Bischoff, saying that the Horsemen are dead and all that. Bischoff comes out and Ric Flair just goes bonkers at him. And it's glorious. I can't do justice. I can't put into words how good this promo is. Trust me on this one. It is fan-fucking-tastic. And of course, it ends with those glorious lines, "Fire me, I'm already fired." Fucking brilliant. Oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I can't do justice. I can't. Trust me. Just go find it. It's brilliant. On paper, we have a really good looking... I can't remember instantly how Bischoff and Ric Flair settled the lawsuit. Got to say that one. So yeah, on paper we have a really strong card here, don't we? We've got Kevin Nash versus Scott Hall as the outsiders explode. We've got Sting versus Bret Hart. That's got to be a dream match for some, hasn't it? Because if nothing else, it puts to bed the old argument: what's a better finishing move, the sharpshooter or the Scorpion Deathlock? We can finally sort that out tonight. Goldberg versus DDP should be fun, and Hogan Vs Warrior at WrestleMania 6 wasn't too bad, was it? So that one can't be that bad, can it? It's October the 25th, 1998. We are live at the MGM Grand Arena here in Paradise, Nevada. 10,663 on hand. This arena hosted Halloween Havoc from 1996 until 2000. The buy rate for this one, a 0.78, which of course is down from the 1.10 the previous year, but is up on Fall Brawl, which did a 0.70. I've waffled on for far too long already. I bet you want me to get on with this one, don't you? Well, WCW sure as fuck don't. Because at first, after running down the card with the commentators, we get the Nitro girls doing some dancing. Cheers, girls! Like you on Nitro, no time for you on pay-per-view whatsoever. Gene Mean talks to Rick Steiner, who faces his brother tonight. But we are interrupted by Buff Bagwell, who says that we are all sick of Big Papa Pump, aren't we? And Buff wants to be in Rick Steiner's corner tonight, and definitely will not turn on him. All right, definitely. No. Rick even said, I don't know if I can trust you. And Buff Bagwell puts over his case about how he hates Stott and how he's definitely not going to turn on him. Definitely. definitely. So first, Chris Jericho defeating Raven in an okay match to retain the TV title. This is a bonus match, apparently. So no one knew about it. It's just, this is your match. Because we haven't wasted enough time, Raven has to cut a promo. This is a bonus match, like I say. Raven says he won't wrestle because he didn't know about it. Tony quips that things are booked on the fly around here. Probably not the type of thing you want to be saying when there's probably quite a bit of truth in that statement. Jericho comes across as a face here. His promo in return, because we don't need any more promos, but we get one anyway, is very, very facey. I'm not sure at which point it was the Goldberg storyline, but I'm going to guess it was before this, and I think it might have turned him face. Also, I don't know. I'm sorry. The bell goes, check this, 13 minutes into the show. 13 of a wrestling pay-per-view that you've bought, I assume, to watch some wrestling. But yeah, fuck it, just girls dancing for reasons. Chris goes for a cocky cover immediately. Raven is vexed and knocks them both to the outside. He gets the steps and gut wrenches Jericho onto the stomach first. Hooray! I like that. And then does a dropkick off the steps. Jericho dives off the apron at Raven, who moves, and Jericho goes face first into the barrier in a nasty looking spot. Raven is a pro, so of course he does the right thing and works the face, which is all good. But then Jericho puts on the brakes on a whip, whips Raven into the barrier. He doesn't sell the face at all, obviously. Inside, Raven bites Jericho, then puts on a sleeper that Jericho counters into a belly-to-back suplex. He follows with a senton. He buckles a turnbuckle pad, a nice powerbomb by Raven, followed by a catapult onto the exposed turnbuckle. Now, there's some interesting debate here because we're not sure if when Raven hits the powerbomb, if Jericho wasn't meant to be tossed up and onto the turnbuckle, because of course they do the powerbomb and then they do that exact spot. So like, okay, was that a botch? I don't think it was, but if some people thought it was a botch, I can understand why you would think that. Nice belly to belly by Raven. He wants a German, but Jericho counters into the walls. Raven makes the ropes to a big pop. Even Floney gets 2, and again a good pop for the near fall. Roll-up gets 2 for Jericho, who goes low. Is that a disqualification, ref? Because the referee's right there. And I say, fuck, don't be stupid. You just hit him in the bollocks all you want. Do it again if you want. Why not? Belly to belly back gets 2 for Jericho. Canyon out, who is instantly knocked off the apron. Another even flow attempt is turned into a lion tamer, for the way I was going to call it, the walls of Jericho then. No. 7:49. I, as you know, don't like it when a finisher is a submission move and the wrestler has done nothing at all to prepare for the submission move. Here you've got the walls of Jericho, which focuses on the shoulder, focuses on the back, works all over, all that stuff. It's easy to set up. Yeah, when you've done nothing at all in preparation for this move, it's just a move that you're doing because you can. And that gets you the win. Stupid, don't like it. But yeah, after 13 minutes of waiting, this match gets half a star for being a match, on a pay-per-view that I've paid for. Good brawling, some okay spots, but nothing special. Okay, and because we have paid for wrestling, next up, of course, we get more promos as Eazy-E and Hogan come out. Hulk waffles on and on and on. And he talks about how he'd beaten up Horace Hogan on Nitro to show what an evil motherfucker is. Horace needed staples in his head or something like that because of the chair shot that Hulk gave him was so goddamn nasty. Basically this proves what an utter cunt he is and what type of bad things he's prepared to do to get the win over Warrior. 30 minutes into this pay-per-view, we've had 7 minutes of wrestling. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Next up, Disco Inferno defeating Juvitud Guerrero in a match to become the number 1 contender to the Cruiserweight Champion. And the winner will face the Cruiserweight Champion, Billy Kidman, later on tonight. The crowd are really hot for Hoover here. He gets a really nice facebuster / rocker dropper thing, but only only after the first attempt on the same move was botched to hell. The story of this match is botchy. As Tony says, Hoover is better since he lost the match. Must even. I don't think that's true at all, personally, but awful is more over with the crowd, I suppose. Awful looking head scissors on the outside. Disco takes control with a lariat and a knee drop off Bret's rope for 2, and we hit the gin lock because he's an evil bastard. Brain. I've even got brain written, but I said Brian. Brain says Disco needs to take a year off, get better in the ring, and lose some weight. There we are, there's a diss from the Brain. Hoovy comes back with a stun gun and a crossbody to the outside. Disco botches a few more times before he can get a neck breaker. More sloppiness from Disco before we can get a big swing for 2. He gets a suplex and goes up top, but gets crushed and Ranaed badly by Hoovy. Spin kick off the top and a bulldup by Hoovy gets 2. Disco with a pile driver for the win at 9:39, despite the fact that Hoovy's left shoulder is completely off the canvas. Yay! I love matches like this. This match was so very bad. Disco was awful, sloppy as hell. He botched everything that he did other than the finish. That power driver looked great. Everything else was shit. And who wants to see fucking Disco Inferno win the match? No. Which of course, because what I mean by that is, if he wins and he's facing Kidman, he's facing the winner, sorry. The winner is facing the Cruiserweight Champion tonight. That means we've got to see him wrestle again, which I don't want. More Nitro fucking girls. More. For reasons. Why do we need the Nitro girls again on a pay-per-view? And then, because this is a wrestling pay-per-view, out comes Scott Steiner for a promo. Obviously. He says he's been beating up his brother all his life. Now, this is news to me because they were a tag team for ages and then you turned on Rick and you haven't done actually anything. You haven't done a match or anything. You've been beating up Rick all their lives that have lived together. They've been beating each other up. But so how are they a tag team? I don't understand. Scott doesn't want to face Rick tonight. He wants to team up with the Giant to take on Buff and Rick for reasons, right? And he says the tag team titles will be on the line. Giant is one half of the tag team champions with Scott Hall at this moment. So I'm guessing they're going to let Scott Steiner substitute for him, I guess. JJ fucking Dillon comes out, right? And he says if the match goes ahead and Scott loses, he has to face Rick. And which Scott agrees to, right? And then, because I know what you're thinking here, must be match, right? No, not on wrestling pay-per-view. No. Because Scott's promo probably wasn't long enough, out come the Nitro girls for some more dancing. And he sat there reduced to trying to guess which one Shawn Michaels' fucking wife is. You know? You sat there going, right, I have no problem with the Nitro girls, per se. And that is that if you've got a minute to kill on Nitro, throw the girls out, they'll dance around, whoop-de-doo. I'm sat here as a 32-year-old man watching a pay-per-view that, I'm watching it in the sense that I paid for this show. That's why I always look at it. So I'm watching this going, just fucking get on with it. Please. There have been, to this point, right, 16 minutes of wrestling on a 47-minute long show. You know? Because, I don't know. Next, Billy Kidman defeating Disco Inferno in a match to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. More Disco, obviously, and more importantly, because the Nitro Girls were out and Scott Steiner was cutting his promo, Disco went to the back. So Disco gets another entrance to kill some more time. Fucking yes, back and forth from the start. Kidman getting a lovely springboard head scissors. Tony puts over the new face Kidman and how leaving for the flock was the best thing that he's done. Like that, that's a nice little storyline touch. Disco's offense isn't as sloppy, but the problem is here is that we've seen Disco once tonight. We've had enough of Disco and he was shit. So what we don't want is any more Disco. So the entire crowd just stops caring. Also, Disco's not going to win, is he? So there's no reason to give a shit. Also, the other problem with this match is because Disco's a heel. If Disco had been face and had won the match, right, but had looked out to win the match, and his opponent in this point, Guerrero, had worked over a body part, you've got a nice storyline to go into the second match. So Kidman, who surely should be a heel here, this is the only way that this works for me. It really does. Is that you've got to have a babyface win the match to face the heel champion later on in the show. Right, so that way, like I say, imagine for argument's sake that Hoovy had worked over Disco's arm and Disco had, gutted through the pain and won the match. You've then got your story going straight into the Kidman match. And not only is it a good story, because it works on double levels. Because firstly, think about it, he's really gutsy and heroic. So if the Kidman can work the arm, but Disco still pulls through, he looks more heroic, right? And he'll get over with the crowd. But the thing is as well, is if Kidman's an utter twat, just puts on an armbar, there's no harm and no shame in tapping out, is there? So everyone wins. Oh, dear me. Where we go? There we go. I've just had a rant about that. That's good. Good near fall when Kidman kicks out of the pile driver that beat Hoovy like that. Disco counters a tornado bulldog into a back suplex, saving it from the Doug. So that looked really, really good. Powerbomb counters into a facebuster by Kidman, who finished off with a shooting star press at 10 minutes and 49 seconds. Last few minutes were okay. Rest was very, very, very dull, and I really feel like they had a missed opportunity here because the booking didn't work, in my opinion. Rick Steiner and Buff Bagwell defeating Scott Steiner and the Giant in a match to win the tag titles. I haven't put what rating I give in because I'm a very strange person. Tony mentions Chucky. We talked about this on the best of the oh my god WCW moments. They had Chucky on there promoting a film and ripping on Rick Steiner, and yes. And yeah, that's the only mention of this here. So only been a few weeks, don't need to be reminded about that. Hallway's champ, as I say, Scott Steiner is substituting for him because his name's Scott, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Can we take it? Yeah, I've got it written down here. Can we take bets on how long it'll be until Buff Bagwell interferes? Oh, sorry, not Bagwell interferes. He turns on Rick. I've got 5 minutes written down in an 8-minute long match. I figured they would tease Rick and Scott facing off here because they've been feuding since March, for fuck's sake, or however long it's been. So you'd have Buff go against Scott, and you'd have Buff go against Giant, all leading to the hot tag for Rick, so that Rick and Scott could finally go at it. No, fuck that. These two go at it immediately. And you're just like, that was a wasted opportunity, in my opinion. Buff fucks off after 5 minutes and punts... Buff fucks off so Scott can punt Rick in the bollocks in front of the referee. Is that a disqualification? Is it? Fuck. So for the second time tonight, there's been a low blow in front of the referee, and the referee has done nothing about it. So it's 2-on-1. Rick, to his credit, sells the balls, which is a nice touch. Quick tag says Tony wonders if Judy Bagwell is involved in all this. Why not? Tenay puts him in his place, quite rightly. Giant toys with Rick, pulling the shoulder up when he goes for a cover. And when he gets some offense in, Scott goes low again. Rick finally gets some offense in, Scott goes low. Referee does nothing. Giant attempts a missile dropkick, believe it or not, while Scott is holding Rick. Rick moves out of the way. Scott gets drills with that. Bulldog on Giant gets the win for Rick, and of course he now gets Scott. Like I say, this match was all kinds of wasted opportunities, in my opinion. Like I say, you understand, you must have Rick win to set up the brother versus brother match. I think it would have had much more significance, right, if Buff hadn't turned on him at all. If they'd worked as a cohesive unit. So, like, look, everyone doesn't believe you. You've got a whole crowd, the commentators, me sat at home, everyone sat at home going, look, Buff will turn on him. Buff will turn on him. So why not have it so that he turns on him after they've won the match? Rick gets the win, so Buff can pretend to be happy, he can hold up belts and everything, and then kick him in the bollocks after the match. Then you've got the drama and the tension. No, he just fucked off in the middle of the match. Dear me, more impact with the crowd. No disqualifications at all. Right, so you've got 3 times now someone's getting punted in the bollocks. I know I've talked about this already, but what I just want to add to that is I pray that none of the matches here tonight ended in disqualification, because that will be bollocks. No pun intended. So Rick Steiner defeated Scott Steiner in a rubbish match. Scott tries to leave, but Rick has none of it and throws Scott into the ring steps. Inside, Scott begs, but again, so doing the Ric Flair, no, and Rick's having absolutely none of it. You've been fucking me around for months. I'm going to kick your ass. The crowd roar their approval. Every time, Rick gets a couple of moves in, and Rick is super over here, because like I say, the crowd have been waiting months and months and months for this. But fuck that, Scott goes low for our 4th low blow of the night. Tenay is sat there going, look, is anyone going to do something about these low blows or what? Belly to belly suplex by Scott, and the crowd goes dead. Completely and utterly flat. Scott wants a leapfrog. Rick catches him and turns it into a belly-to-belly suplex for 2, and then does another for 2. And here comes the president. No, seriously, here's Bill Clinton. No, it's not. It's some guy, some bloke is dressed as in a suit and has got a Bill Clinton mask on. Stevie Ray gives him a slapjack, and the president attacks Rick, and there's disqualification, isn't it? Obviously. In fact, it's not just a disqualification, but the bell goes because of the disqualification. But I'm guessing that was a fuck-up. Now, I don't remember it being announced that Rick and Scott is a no disqualification match, but maybe JJ fucking Dillon made it a no disqualification match beforehand. The match continues, though. And President pulls off the mask, and it's Buff Bagwell, who we've just seen. It could have been anyone, but no, it's Buff, who we've just seen leave the match, so why bother disguising yourself? I don't understand. Buff takes out the ref, right? Or has the ref already been taken? Hang on a second. Have we must talk about the ref? Ref bump, ref bump, ref bump, ref bump. I haven't put it. Where's the ref bump? Ref must have been bumped. I do apologise immensely. Why do you watch my shitty vids? Yeah, but Buff tries to be clever, gets the ref and slaps the arm for the 3 count. But Rick kicks out at 2. Frankenstein by Scott, and again we get 2 after the Buff ref combination. Rick drops Buff on the ropes because he hates him that much. Think about it, he can do anything to Buff. He can hit him with a pile driver, hit him with a DDT, hit him with a suplex, anything. No, he picks him up and drops him on the ropes. I hate you this much, I'm going to drop you on the ropes, fuck's sake. Bulldog gets the win from Nick Patrick, who have just come out. Loved the first few minutes, they were so intense, but as soon as Scott went low, the crowd died and I just gave up. It's one of those, look, he's not going to get the win, is he? It's just going to be another fucking screwed up. The interference was annoying. And like I say, Rick doesn't batter Buff like he should. It's one of those strange things. I just enjoy this match so much. I'm going to give it 1 star because I'm extra nice. It was alright. It could have been. It's another wasted opportunity. It could have been so much more. Scott Hall defeating Kevin Nash in an alright match, actually. The Outsiders explode! Hooray! Hall turned on Nash at Slamboree, baby! Hall's had problems with alcohol, both in the story and the real life, and they show a few clips of the build-up to this one, where Hall would go to punch Nash, and Nash would just be like, move out of the way, and Hall, because he's pissed, would go flying down to the ground. I don't know how that helps, but, you know, whatever. Basically, I think the storyline here is that Nash wants to beat some sense into Hall, or something. These two had some good matches in the WWF, did they not? So it can't be that bad, this kind of, it can't be. How many bumps will Kevin Nash take? Now then, he's wrestling his bestest friend in the whole wide world, isn't he? So maybe he'll be like, you know, like SummerSlam 2002, where Triple H bumped around like an absolute madman for Shawn Michaels because they're bestest friends. I'm expecting something like this, so I've actually gone brave and I've gone 5 bumps. How many do you think? Hall staggers out with a drink in his hand. No promos to start! Fucking yes, because you're expecting the survey, aren't you? Hall lays in the boots and they brawl outside, including a ring post shot and a whack from the mic, which busts Kevin Nash open. Some trainers come running out and, you know, he lies down and they clean him up, which is strange. And of course, Hall gets on the mic and runs down Nash to the point where Nash is mad. Hall lays in the hammer blows. Nash sells them perfectly as a massive Wolfpack chant goes up. Scoop slam by Hall. There's one. And he wants the edge. Nash counters quickly, so we get 10 punches in the corner from Hall. I say 10 punches. He does 6, and then Nash pushes him off. So Hall gets back on, and we get 3, and Nash pushes him off. Interesting. He continues the blows until Nash comes back with a sidewalk slam. Another slugfest, and Nash wants the jackknife. Hall bails, and Nash pulls off his Wolfpack shirt and tells Hall to bring it to a big pop. Slugfest again until Nash can drop a leg on the ropes. You know what I mean? He's draped across the ropes like Austin does. Comes charging out, draped, does the leg drop. You know what I mean? Knees in the corner as Nash mocks Hall's drinking. That's odd. He has a problem with the drinking, right? But then he says something like, I think I'll have a double, and knees him twice in the corner. Don't mock him if you've got problems with his drinking, you strange man. Surely. They lose the crowd as Hall can't go on. Hall looks both wankered and wankered, if you know what I mean. He looks so pissed, but he also looks like he's got absolutely no energy left whatsoever. Nash gets a big boot, pulls the strap down. Tony says, Kevin Nash going for the jackhammer there. fucking idiot. Absolute idiot. The fact, he does the jackknife, does the jackknife, and the fans want another one. And fucking Nash goes, yeah, I want a double as well. Like, no, stop mocking the drinking! And then, and this is the bit I don't get, he hits the jackknife powerbomb and fucks off. He leaves, having taken one whole bump. No, to his credit, Nash took those punches, so he made those punches look incredible. Really, really did. But yeah, I guess WCW fans will tell me that, look, Nash had proved everything he wanted to prove. He knew that he could beat Hall. He doesn't want to pin his best mate. I guess that, at the same time, it felt like a very flat finish. Like, really? That's the finish? Just pin him. Just pin, don't fuck up. Yeah, so Hall wins by a count-out. I enjoyed the first part of this match a lot. I really did. The slugfest that they have, it looked great, and it looked like these two fucking hate each other. I think there should have been blood in the match. I really do. I think there should have been a decisive finish. I think a stipulation on this match probably would have got our day. I'm going to assume at World War III... Oh, hang on. I was going to say, I'm going to assume that these two fight at World War III, but Kevin Nash wins the 60-man Battle Royal, doesn't he? So I assume that that's not going to be the case. So if this is the blow-off to the feud, you've got to wonder what's going to happen next. I'm going to tune into Nitro to find out. Now, next up, is Bret Hart versus Sting. No, it's not. No. What does this pay-per-view need right now? How about some girls dancing with wigs on? Yes! Fucking Nitro girls in some wigs, do some dancing, and they have very much overstayed their welcome at this point, because when they finish their dancing, silence. Utter silence. Crowd are just going, put some wrestling on, please. Bret Hart defeating Sting in a good match to retain the United States Championship. This match must be good. It just must. It has to be good, alright? Sharpshooter versus the Scorpion Deathlock. A move I always want to call the Scorpion King Deathlock, but that's The Rock, isn't it? Not Sting. How do we feel about Sting's beard? Here's something we've never talked about before. I think because of his face paint even, it just looks very odd. His Sting's beard does. Surely, this match has got the easiest storyline ever in it. Both moves, the Sharpshooter and the Scorpion King Deathlock. Nah, damn it! It's the Scorpion Deathlock. It's only the Scorpion King Deathlock when The Rock does it, damn it. God fucking damn it, right. Both moves, it's the same fucking move. Let's just call it the Sharpshooter. Both men use the Sharpshooter, and that works the back, doesn't it? So surely the story of this match is both men work the back. Bret bails before the bell, then bails after the bell to big boos because he's a heel there. Sting has none of it at all. Puts Bret in the ring, 10 punches in the corner, well, 6 punches in the corner, and a clothesline. So that's 3 times tonight that someone's gone for a 10 punch in the corner and just not bothered getting to 10. I've never noticed that before. Big whip into the corner, working the back of course. Bret with a sweet snap DDT out of nowhere because he gets him and looks like he's going to do a snap suplex and then just drops him with a perfect DDT. Like, fuck, where did that come from? He hits a headlock and a leg drop and then headbutts to the back. Hurrah, because he's working the back. Technical wrestling, crowd don't give a shit. Hey. Maybe they're too tired because of the Nitro girls, I don't know. Oh, fuck's sake. Chinlock by Bret. Sting escapes but eats a kitchen sink. Bret chokes from the middle rope, then hits a bulldog. He tries a suplex, but Sting counters into a roll up for 2. Bret gets a Russian leg sweep, but swing. Should we call him Swing for the rest of the match? But Swing gets the Scorpion out of nowhere, but it's way too close to the ropes. Bret leapfrogs over Sting and then blows the knee, but wait, it's a fake injury because he's just getting some brass knucks out. He gets clotheslined and drops him. Ref is distracted, so Bret goes, oh, this is brilliant, right? Ref is distracted by Sting, who's trying to say, look, he's got fucking brass knucks. So Bret goes low, alright? This is great. This is great. I have no problem with this low blow at all because they distracted the referee. That's how it's meant to be done. That's how it works with heels. You get the ref distracted and then you do something evil. You don't just go, hey ref, watch this. I just hit him in the balls and there's nothing you can do about it. Except disqualify me, but you're not going to, are you? And the ref's like, no, I'm not going to do it. Fucking stupid. Cheating works and is so much better in context like this. Don't just boot him in the bollocks. Come on. That's ridiculous. Backbreaker by Hart, followed by forearm off, Bret's rope. They go outside where Sting is dropped onto the rail. Bret wants to count out victory, and on camera Sting starts telling the ref to count. You can see him jaw-jacking the fan. He's like, fuck you. Ref checks on Sting, who thinks it's Bret, and elbows in. That's a nice little touch. Unique, if nothing else, I've got written here. Sting comeback is caught off by Bret. He goes up top. Superplex by Sting lands on the ref's legs. That's got to be nasty. He comes down on the ref's legs. Ref has no way of knowing about it because he's taken out, but he's also facing this way, so you can't see what's happening. Must have hurt. Sting's last misses, and he goes so far that it hits his head on the top of the ring post. Baseball bat shots to the back. Of course, Sting brings the baseball bat out. Bret gets the bat, whacks Sting various times and to the back, and then with 4 shots, I think it is, and then Bret with a shot, he gets the baseball bat and drives it into the throat, sort of thing, or to the head, or to the back, into a part of Sting off Bret's rope. Sharpshooter, ref revives, and because Sting's essentially out, the referee drops the arm 3 times, and you start going, okay, it makes sense, because he's been taken out. He could have just pinned him, to be honest, couldn't he? But gets the win with the sharpshooter, and that's all good. Bret Hart as a heel here was wonderful. He used every fucking not shortcut per se, but every single heel. He went to the heel rulebook and right, what do I do? Distract the referee, yep, done. Stall, yep, done. Low blow behind the ref back, yep, done. Weapon shots, done, yep, all of it. All done, and he does it with a fucking scowl on his face, tells the crowd to go fuck themselves. It's all wonderful. I really, really like it. Sting does a stretcher job. He won't be at World War III. And yeah, it's all good. I enjoyed this match. I watched it with Dan Agar at the time, and he didn't enjoy the finish top. I enjoyed this more. And then the bit that I know you've all been waiting for. In fact, I'm gonna have to take a swig of this, aren't I? It's Hollywood Hogan defeating the Warrior in a fucking atrocious match. I could talk about the one Warrior Nation, which is Warrior and Disciple, so surely not one Warrior. I could talk about the Ultimate Warrior appearing in a mirror in Hulk Hogan's dressing room. In one of those, I don't know what's going on here, because Hogan can see him, but Bischoff can't. Bischoff's there in the room with him. Bischoff can't see it, but Hogan can, but we can. So who's crazy here, right? Is Bischoff crazy because he can't see it, or are we and Hogan crazy because we can see him and Bischoff can't? It's weird. Tony calls this the most anticipated match of the year. I'm not sure if that's true. These two faced off at WrestleMania 6, and the match was, now I think about it, the match was... There's a chance here, ladies and gentlemen, for a review. Within a review! Hit that fucking music! Yeah! Oh yes, I know you like this. The Ultimate Warrior defeated Hulk Hogan in a fantastic match to win the WWF Championship. Let's go back in time. It's April the 1st, 1990. I'm in front of 67,678 fans who have witnessed the epicness that is Jim Duggan versus Dino Bravo and the downright masterclass that was the Hart Foundation versus the Bolsheviks. We get one of the most famous matches ever as Intercontinental Champion. The Ultimate Warrior takes on the WWF Champion Hulk Hogan in a winner-takes-all match. You will never see a more split crowd than this. Think of something like Money in the Bank 2011 and you're quite close. They are straight up 50-50, alright? Monsoon and Jesse Ventura on commentary. Jesse says that Warrior makes a mistake by sprinting to the ring. They should have saved his energy for such a big match. My God, that's incredible. Match starts with a shoving contest, which the place goes mental for. Test of strength puts Hogan on his knees, and again the crowd are rabid, and they stay rabid when Hogan gets back to his feet and puts Warrior on his knees. Hogan gets one off an elbow. They do a crisscross. Hogan gets a scoop slam. No sold by Warrior. They do another crisscross, and this time Warrior gets the slam, and Hogan sells for him. Fantastic. Warrior clotheslines Hogan to the outside. He lands on his knee, and he sells the leg like he's injured. He sells it actually really, really well. Monsoon's like, oh, we're going to have to stop the match. And Hogan really courageously and heroically, I'll see if I can get in the ring. Gets in the ring. Fucking doesn't bother selling the knee for the rest of the match. But Monsoon does well by saying that Hogan must have only temporarily injured the knee. Really good cover. He drops a pair of elbows for 2, and then a small package gets 2. Chinlock, then punches and chops in the corner by Hulk. He uses a shoulder tackle to knock Warrior down, and we get another 2 count. Backbreaker gets 2 for Hulk, and back to the chinlock. And you sat watching this going, is Hogan being ever so slightly heely here? Because if he is, that's fantastic. Because one of them has to be, doesn't it? Face versus face doesn't work. We all know that. He puts the knees in the back and then gets 2 off a belly to back suplex, straight back to the chinlock, and this time Warrior escapes and we get a double KO spot when they both try to clothesline each other. I love shit like this in wrestling. I love it when the heel batters the face and the face gets one little spot to try and get some hope and gets put straight back down. Love it, absolutely love it. You saw like in the last match that Bret had some moves on. Sting escaped and got hit with the kitchen sink music. Literally, Sting escaped, bounced off the ropes and took some more offense. And you started going, there's that one moment like, it's comeback time. No, not in the slightest, cut off. Warrior up first, he shakes the ropes to Hulk up, as it were. He no-sells Hogan's punches and Hogan tries a back rake because he's an evil motherfucker. Clothesline, 3 of them by Warrior, chops in the corner, whips into the turnbuckle, and a suplex gets 2. Warrior puts on a bear hug of discomfort as I notice that all of Warrior's face pointers come off. The crowd noise only goes down a fraction while this bear hug's being on. They are so enthused by this match, this crowd are, that they love a bear hug. Brilliant. The move is on. The arm drops twice, and here comes Hogan. Warrior charges at Hogan and ducks, and Earl Hebner gets KO'd. Warrior goes up top and connects with a double axe handle, then a second double axe handle. He wants a shoulder tackle, which Hogan cleverly counters, but there's no ref for the cover. And Jesse, once again, is brilliant as he says, how many times has that happened to Hogan's challengers in the past? Oh, brilliant. Warrior gets belly back suplex for 2 as Hebner revives. Crowd thought that was it and go nuts when Hogan kicks out. Schoolboy, out of desperation, gets 2 for Hogan as he's getting desperate. A desperation Schoolboy will do that for you. He elbows Warrior to the outside and they brawl. Back inside, Warrior gets a clothesline, a grill press slam and a splash to the back. He turns over and Hogan kicks out to the biggest pop of the match yet, and now he is hulking up and the place is going nuts and you're watching this going, this is incredible. Big boot, but the leg drop misses, and a pretty shit looking Warrior splash, it must be said, gets the win, and your new champion at 22 minutes and 51 minutes. 21 minutes, 51 seconds. This crowd is stunned by this. Absolutely stunned. Match lives up to the hype. I'm not, obviously Hogan steals away all the thunder by presenting him with the belt and all that. That's irrelevant. Match lived up to the hype. It's as perfectly booked match as you could possibly get. It's not simple. Both men look great. Hogan was clever enough to be a subtle heel, which I really liked. It wasn't a technical classic. It wasn't the greatest match you'll ever see. But as a spectacle, this was great. I mean, if you want to go 4 stars, please do. I'm going to go 3.5. So, with that said, the standards are quite high going into this, when you can see why people bought this pay-per-view, because they wanted to see that match again, didn't they? As I said before, Hogan has obliterated Horace to show how much of an evil cunt he is, and he's going to batter Warrior. So, here we go. Match was so good. After much stalling from Hogan, we are finally underway. Warrior has been watching some of his Best of Jay Leno DVDs and gets a long-ass arm wrench. Hogan bails. Back inside, Warrior wants to test his strength, but Hogan doesn't. Punches and kicks into the corner, and then he sort of grabs the knuckles and pushes Warrior down into what would have happened if he'd done the test of strength. I like that. Small boring chant breaks out. Crisscross leads to a scoop on by Hogan, which Warrior no-sells, just like in the first one. He does his own before clothesline Hogan to the outside. Back inside, Nick Patrick and his truly awesome mustache get bumped. Obviously, out comes Giant, but he accidentally boots Hogan in a horrible looking spot. Stevie Ray and Vincent also came out. They get chased away by Warrior. Cover, no referee obviously. Belly to back suplex gets 2 from the revived ref. Hogan ties Warrior in the ropes and using his weightlifting belt. He then rakes the eyes. He tries some elbows that miss. Warrior splash misses. And this match is so fucking boring, it's not even funny. Oh, dear me. Warrior gets the belt, uses it. Incidentally, both of these should be disqualification. This match isn't billed as a no disqualification match, so the second one especially, when Warrior used the weightlifting belt, that's a disqualification, isn't it? No, it's not. No, it's just not. In one of the moments that I'm sure you've been waiting for me to rant about, and I'm sure a moment that everyone in the world has seen. Hogan gets his little bag and gets his flash paper out. And I promise what I'm about to say isn't exaggerating, isn't lying, anything like that. He gets the flash paper and he gets his lighter. And he clicks the lighter. And you see the tiniest little corner of the flash paper light. Now I expect, to give Hogan his credit, right, to give his dues, he's expecting the flash paper to go whoomph. So of course he sees the little bit of it's lit and he throws it at Warrior. Two things happen. One, nothing, no flame, no nothing. The act of doing that extinguishes the fire. Secondly, Warrior sells the paper, which is wonderful. Hogan grabs the paper and he lights it and it just goes whoomph. Right in front of him, but it doesn't touch him at all. Hogan claims, I think in his book, that his mustache and his eyebrows go up. And he's like, no, they don't. It's not possible. Even Hogan has admitted since then, he admits it on the Oh My God DVD, that this was shite of the highest order. I need to point that out. Warrior has to improvise some spots, so he makes sure to say him nice and loud so you can see on camera exactly what he's doing. He goes up top, hits an axe handle, yeah, just like in the first match. He goes up top, he hits a second one, which busts Hogan open. Who in the history of wrestling has been busted open by an axe handle? Fuck's sake. So Hogan's pissed off about this, and they see his own blood, so what does he do? He goes low, again, making it another fucking time. In front of the ref as well. So leg drop, and here's Horace. Warrior hulks up. Hits the 3 clotheslines. Bischoff comes out, grabs the referee so Horace can get in, and predictably and obviously whack Hogan. No, that's what you think he's going to do. He whacks Warrior with the chair. He's got the fucking staples in his head. Look, this is what you did to me, but it was a setup all along, just like it always is. And Hogan can get the win in one of the worst matches I have ever seen. I've been warned that this match was fucking terrible, right? I had been warned. But this was the actual very definition of the word terrible. What you think coming out of this match is, fuck me, guys, Pat Patterson is a fucking genius, isn't he? He is just a genius for putting on and for booking and for producing and all that, the match at WrestleMania 6. They must have rehearsed it to within an inch of its life for it to be as good as it was. And this just wasn't. I had a feeling going into this one that because of the fireball spot that I knew was coming, this one may descend into minus figures because it's going to be, because it's going to be offensive. That's what I say. And minus figures is one that has no redeeming factors at all. Right? This match, they take every shortcut they can think of. So there's blood and there's ref bumps and there's interference and all that shit. And even with that, it's still terrible. It's still up there with the Human Torch match. It's up there with the Evening Gown match as the worst things I have ever seen in my entire life. This was so bad. It was fucking horrible. Rare is the day, right, that these days, because I'm such a chilled, laid-back kind of guy, wrestling doesn't make me angry anymore. People have said that vids that I do on WCW just aren't as good anymore because I don't get angry enough about them. Wrestling shows from 2000, when I did my 10 years ago series as 2010, doing the 2000 vids, yeah, I used to get so fucking mad at these shows because they used to piss me off so much. Nowadays, I can't get that angry because it's just, it's just wrestling. It's stupid, we know that. This made me angry. This match made me so feckin' vexed. You need to lie down after it, and then you remember there's still a match to go. And you're 3 hours into this pay-per-view, and you're going, how can there be another match? But don't worry, there is. But wait, we need to talk about something else. But before we go on, some people may get a perverse sense of enjoyment out of this match, okay? Because it's that bad that you actually sit and laugh at it, all right? The fireball spot, you can't help but find it funny. Or you just hang your head and just go, oh, wrestling. It's so stupid. Calm down. Let's talk about some more WCW incompetence, shall we? Because WCW decided in their infinite wisdom that this show is going to be 3.5 hours long instead of the usual 3 hours, right? One problem, as far as I know, and I could be wrong here, they didn't bother telling some of the cable companies that were going longer. So they had their allocated 3 hours. So 1 minute into the DDP versus Goldberg main event, their pay-per-view feeds cut out and we just got black screen. Some people were lucky enough to get it, others not. And because so many people didn't see the main event that they've paid for, they instantly rang up the cable company and said, look, refund please, because I haven't got to see all my show. WCW had to pay back loads and loads of money, and then they had to give away the main event on Nitro for free the next night. Fucking idiots. Fucking idiots. What a stupid company. Quite rightly, people were vexed. And quite rightly, they demanded a refund. Brilliant. Goldberg defeated DDP in a really good match, actually, to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. So Page got his title shot by winning War Games, as we know. Page goes to the announce table on his way to the ring. And this, I've never noticed this before. I've always seen, right, that the WCW announce table isn't next to the ring. It's obviously away, and whenever you see them talking to camera, there's obviously a sea of people behind them, and I've always wondered how that worked. It turns out, if you imagine the entranceway, they're actually sat to one side, and get this, they're facing away from the ring. I know, right, before anyone says, I know that as a commentator, trust me, I was told this one, because one of those big arguments I remember having is, look, you work from your screen. What you see in the ring is not what the people are seeing. Bear in mind, you're talking to the people at home. So you work off your monitor, which is something I always used to try and say. Because if there's something happening on the other side of the ring that I can't see, but there's a camera looking at it, think about it, that's what I've got to talk about. It's what I used to say when I used to do my commentary. So you've got to, I always said commentary's hard because when you're doing it like that, because you've got to keep an eye on the cameras at all the times, because then you can talk about what the camera sees, not what you're watching in the ring. But if you, like I say, there's a guy on the outside, selling on the outside, and you can see that one of the cameramen is holding his camera at that guy. You talk about that. You don't talk about what's happening in the ring. That makes sense? But it's just weird because they're so far away, and like I say, they've got their backs to the ring. Like this, God. Anyway, 14 minutes left of the show when Goldberg starts to make his way to the ring. We lock up and Goldberg shoves him off 3 times as the crowd goes ballistic. Page keeps smiling, he's not afraid, and he gets a deep arm drag and we go outside. Ref wants them back inside and they agree. Friday night. What is it, by the way? Now, it's been an ambulance last, 4 times? Where's the fucking vid? Trying to do a fucking vid here, you bastards. I can't see it. It's just making lots of noise. Trying to do a vid. Show some fucking consideration. I can still hear it. I'm sure you can, but I can't see the fucking thing. It's a police car. Wow. Now I've lost my place. So yeah, we go in, referee wants them back inside, and they agree. They don't go, fuck you, ref, like everyone else has tonight. Goldberg takes Page down with an armbar, locks on a cross arm breaker. Jawbreaker by Page, who wants the diamond cord, but Goldberg pushes him off with so much force, Page ends up outside. Goldberg works the arm, yay, until Page counters. He runs at Goldberg, who calmly shoulder blocks him to the outside again. Leg sweep gets 2 for Page, who puts on a chin lock, which Goldberg escapes with a nice neck breaker and a suplex, followed by a sidewalk slam for 2. But the crowd have gone quiet, and you're just like, this match would be a little bit better if they hadn't, alright? I promise you that much. Goldberg gets another cross arm breaker. He wants another slam, but Page counters into a Rana. Sidekick by Goldberg, but when he attempts the spear, Page leaps out of the way because it's in the corner. Goldberg goes shoulder first into the ring post, and you're just like, oh, I like that a lot. I really, really do, because this could really play into the end of the match, alright? Clothesline off the top gets 2 for Page. Goldberg wants a hip toss, but the shoulder is too fudged. So Page, in midair, he's being hip tossed, right? But it's just the way that he managed to get his arm up, turn it into a DDT. That, friends, is fucking awesome. Absolutely amazing. Page wants a diamond cutter, but Goldberg hits the spear. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened there. But, oh my God, he doesn't cover because the shoulder's too fucked. That, friends, is fucking brilliant. We get a double count. Referee gets up to 7. Goldberg up first, wants the jackhammer, but can't lift Page up because of the arm. That, friends, is brilliant. He tries again, and again the arm gives out, and Page gets the diamond cutter to a massive, massive, massive pop. He's too fucked to cover. When he finally does, Goldberg kicks out, and the place goes crazy. DDP wants a jackhammer of his own, but no, Goldberg is able to counter and really struggles to get Page up because the arm's hurting too much. Drops him down 1, 2, and fucking 3 at 10:29. Goldberg realizes that he's had one hell of a fight, picks Page up, hugs him after the bell in a great show of sportsmanship. Jesus Christ, this match was fantastic. I would go as far as saying, in my opinion, this is Goldberg's best match. It was absolutely fucking perfect. The only complaints you could say are proper nitpicks. For example, because they only had 10 minutes, you could say it felt a little bit rushed at the start, like they had to get as much in as possible. But at the same time, I fucking loved it. The storytelling was spot on. Absolutely spot on. Like I say, in my opinion, Goldberg's best match. 3 okay matches, alright? On a card with 9 matches on it. The problem is that we've got a -1. We've got duds. We've got 1-star matches and we've got half-star matches. The big problem I find on this show is the Nitro Girls, for example. Why are the Nitro Girls on this pay-per-view, but the 4 Horsemen who have just reformed a few weeks ago aren't? I don't understand that one bit. It makes no sense whatsoever. Okay? I would avoid this show at all costs, alright? Because I'm in a good mood, I'm going to give it like a 2 out of 10. That main event really helps. But seriously, I mean, Agar wanted to give it a none, a 0. It's like, dude, you can't give it none unless it has no wrestling on it. You've got to give it at least half out of 10 because it's a wrestling show. And he's like, alright, I'll give it 1. So yeah, I'm going to go 1.5, 2. Look down below if you want to see exactly what I've given it. But yeah, avoid this one at all costs. The thing is, the best part is, that main event is on the Rise and Fall of WCW DVD, so you can just watch it on there. You don't have to watch this entire bullshit show to get there. And like I say, yeah, Jericho Raven is 2 stars, if you're lucky, alright, and Sting versus Bret Hart is 2.5. So even then, they're not the greatest matches you'll ever see, alright? I've been Mark P. I've waffled for way too long, as you can probably tell by the time down below. Judgment Day 1998 will be the next vid in this series. I've been Mark P. Leave me a comment, hit subscribe, hit like, and I'll be back very soon. Take it easy, guys, and thank you so much for watching. Take it easy. Bye-bye! Look at this. Yep. Shit like that was always going to happen, wasn't it?